Hey guys, it's M4J here, and welcome back to Transport Fever 2. Look at this site here, two steel trains arriving parallel to one another at the newly enlarged Walsall Steel Mill East station. We'll come on to why that's called East in just a second. Got some trams here in the background as well, doing their job nicely. Things are going well, I think, I hope. We're just going to watch these two trains arrive. I just want to see, excuse me, how much money we make, and then I'll tell you why this station is called East, as well as doing a couple of other little bits and pieces of housekeeping. In fact, I might as well do the housekeeping here. What's that, almost 2 million quid from those two deliveries there. Lovely stuff. And we've got a nice minerals train here arriving. You might have noticed something here. We'll come on to that in a second as well. So yes, a little bit of housekeeping. If you're watching this episode, this is episode 71, I believe, of the series. I'm actually recording this the day after episode 61 went live on the channel. So as you can see, I'm quite a few weeks ahead. If you're new to the series and this is your first episode you're watching, or if you've watched an episode in the past and you've just come back to the series now, do feel free to go back and watch the playlist. There are lots and lots of episodes, as you can see. Many of them as good as this one, believe it or not. So yeah, do feel free to go check out the rest of the series, subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff. Right, we have two stations here now. We've got Walsall Steel Mill East and Walsall Steel Mill South. You might remember last time out, we built this brand new freight station here, Walsall Freight Yard, and I realised that we didn't have enough reach to get across to here. I fixed that with this. So this works two ways. For some reason it works three ways. We have a train here, this little shuttle. It's quite big, carries a fair amount, but not the maximum. What this does is it shuttles between the freight yard and this station here. And originally it just took steel from this station down here where it could then be loaded onto trains and carried elsewhere. Now it brings minerals such as coal and iron ore back up here to be delivered. I don't actually know why it's doing that though. It doesn't need to do that actually. Might have to redo that slightly. I think actually what it does do is it brings coal and iron ore that were delivered here up to here to then be loaded onto trains here to be taken off. That's what it does. I remember now. And this station here has grown larger. The reason I did that mainly was for platform space. And the reason I did that was because we've got new lines here now. So we used to have a coal line and an iron ore line, for both directions. Now we just have one line, which is the mineral line. It has a capacity of an extortionate amount. I can't be bothered to do the maths there, but it can carry a lot. If I select this one train here, you can see it can carry 196 items across its, I think it's 24 wagons, something like that. I also quad-tracked the line here, so that trains can arrive and depart in either direction without interfering with the other. The only downside to this is we have cut off, there's no connection between these two lines right now. We could add that back in, do a scissor crossing here, which would work, but it would be a bit stupid. Or we just add extra crossovers here, and these two signals we can move back slightly. I don't know. I don't really care right now. The main thing is we've got these connected up, and they are making us a ton. Whoops, click on the train mark. 1.1 million there, making us a ton of money. And this one is 845,000, and that's just one train on the line. If I select this line here, oh, this one's actually making a loss. That's interesting. Let me guess, this one's going to be making a loss as well. Nope, this one makes 2.5 million. Fantastic. Now you'll see one of the problems we have is junctions like this, where we have lots of vehicles bunching up. And in fact, over here at Swadlincote, this has caused a major, major traffic issue. So one thing I am going to do, not necessarily all today, but over the next few episodes, is we're going to start taking some of these truck routes here and we're going to start transferring them over to rail. So for example, logs, planks, tools. The tools here could then be transported by road. Also, these logs could be brought up here to then be taken on the return journey, and then back and then back and then back. And we could have a little private railway here. Again, something that was suggested in the comments of a video quite a while ago now. And there's even the possibility of hooking this station up down here and having a private branch line that brings the materials up here to be turned into construction materials that are then brought back down. That's something we could do. In fact, this line here I'm almost tempted to do today and get that done. Why not? Let's do it. Let's go for it. So let's build a... Oh, also these stations here, I think I figured out why the bigger station mod doesn't work on them. Because it does here. It adds the 200 and the 280 as an option. So I know that the mod is working. I think it's just they're not compatible with each other. I think it's as simple as that. Which is a bit of a shame, but it is what it is. There's not a lot really that I can do about it. So there's no point getting upset about it. I'm not upset about it anyway. It's a fantastic mod. It's helped me a lot in the past. I'm a big fan of it. Let's just stick that there. So those bits there are connected up, and then if we do the same on this side, somewhere. It's actually quite annoying that it won't. Why won't it connect? There you go. This one here isn't as important actually, I've just realised, but screw it, we're going to do it anyway. Because, yeah, this truck stop... Actually, no, that truck stop we do still need. It's the one over here that's going to get removed. And the one over here that's going to get removed. It's fine. We might leave the trucks for now, just to see if it does consider the railway to be a faster route. Because it would be interesting if it didn't. The other thing I wanted to do today was timetabling. That was the bit I was going to get onto, was starting to timetable some of our trains to sort of spread them out across the network a little bit more. Because right now, they do run fairly close together and it can cause problems, particularly at Ilchester, where I had to remove the depot there because basically trains didn't have a hope in hell's chance of getting out of the depot because there was constantly a train arriving or departing from one of the platforms that it was trying to use as a through road. So I think I would like to go with... Oh, too much curvature, really. I would like to go with a centralized depot system, but I know that's not going to work. So we're going to start building depots at terminus stations and things like that. But, you know, that is a problem for future me to worry about. It's not necessarily something that I'm going to lose sleep over right now. But we are going to do some timetabling today as well, I think. Right, that station there acts as a signal, so I don't need to necessarily put one there. It would be nice to have one there, but... In fact, yeah, it would be nice to put some. Maybe at the ends of the platforms. So if I did one there and one here. Just to protect the entrance to the platforms. And then auto-sig again. One there. And one here, bringing them back slightly so that there is room for a signal. The station itself acts as a signal, so I'm not going to put one in the station itself. And I'm also going to swap these out. So that one there, and then we can remove that one. Come on. My mouse wheel is... I think past it is probably the right term. I could probably do with a new mouse, but yeah. I'm about to move my desk at this point anyway for a big house move, so probably don't need to worry too much about it. Alright, next part of the plan. Come on. There we go. Actually, let's not do it at this end. That's really dumb. Why would I do it at this end? Get that back. Let's do it at the end where we're actually going to need trains to come in and pick up raw materials, which is going to be over here. This should give us a great influx of tools into the network now, I hope. Buildings, depot, spin. Now what rolling stock am I going to use here? I can't keep using the saddle tanks on everything. So I think I do want to go with something different now. Let's do this. So you're going to go there, 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 and there again. Yeah. And then these two lines here are going to deliver up to here. And that should, hopefully, make things better. Maybe. Right, so at Swaddling Coat, you're only going to pick up logs. At Stockport East, you're going to pick up planks, which are those ones. At Swaddling Coat, you're going to pick up logs. And then at Stockport East, you're just going to go back empty. There we go. So, let's get some trains out. I think we're going to get 2 to start with. My god, this game is slow. That's another reason why I want to get some of these road vehicles off the road, because we are starting to experience chugging. And as you all know, I'm not a huge fan of chugging. It is going to have to be a saddle tank again. I can't wait to get some more variety. Let's put it that way. You can hold logs and planks, which is perfect. I think 128 capacity should be enough. I also didn't name the line. Let's just get these out and see if it does work. Yep, straight away. We have logs here. Also, I was going to check the length. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we could actually make these trains a lot longer if necessary. It's going to do that. That's going to be our starting point. So you are Swaddling Coat. Whoops. Log and plank. And you are rail. I'm going to kind of make this a halfway house colour. Maybe like that. There you go. And this train is hopefully about to fill up nicely. Good stuff. So yeah, over time these trucks will automatically get sold, I hope. And that will make my life a little bit easier. What are you dropping off? You're dropping off planks. But if I select you, yeah, you could easily drop off logs. So let's see. I'll have to do this as well. This is probably going to cause more problems than it solves as well. But for now, screw it. So this line here, we're going to reroute it. So you're going to drop off here. There we go. And then this line, we're going to reroute you so that you drop off here. There we go. That will clear up this road slightly. Something else, I added this, which I think is still in use. Yeah, the planks route uses it. But again, that can all be decommissioned once the plank starts diminishing. If I check this straight away, look at that. It's working. So this train is departing. It's only got 26 out of 128 logs on board, but that's fine. In terms of your production, actually, yeah, you do produce more than enough. So that's fine. Eventually, I will build a branch from here that will go down and meet up the main line here, and we'll have a tool train that goes back and forth. And that is how you plug things into the system properly. Because, yeah, right now it's trickling out, but that's mainly because we only have a trickle of production here. Once this level increases, this, I think, can go up to 600. Excuse me, I've got hiccups. What a good start. Right, that's the first thing done today. And like I said, over time, these vehicles here are going to slowly diminish until there's basically none left, which is going to be fine. And at that point, we can decommission the line. It's going to have 41 planks waiting for it, and that's just right now. This line here, actually, would be a good one to have a look at when it comes to timetabling, as like a test bed. So that's 135, which is 2 minutes. If I get another one... Yeah, so I want a train to leave every 2 minutes, basically, and unbunch every 2 minutes. See how much money this makes. Not a huge amount. I don't see this line being massively profitable on its own, but definitely combined with everything else on the network, this should make us a lot of money. And already, you know, that's almost a third full. That's just over a third full of planks, and there'll be more on the way. There we go. Cool. So yes, timetabling. Lines, trains. So this one here is swaddling coat, logs and planks. So Stockport sidings, we're going to unbunch every 2 minutes. And then swaddling coat, unbunch every 2 minutes. There we go. That's all we're going to have to do. Stockport East, it doesn't matter because they're going to unbunch themselves anyway at the end. So by the time it gets to the middle, it'll be unbunched. This is still loading up nicely. Next train is, again, just over a third full. Good stuff. I'm just going to keep an eye on this throughout the episode, I was going to say, but actually I kind of want to see it now. So if I speed up time, hopefully this works. I might start manually removing some vehicles from these lines as well. The problem we have is, you know, too many vehicles and it causes traffic. So we had the problem at Walsall, which we do still have, believe it or not, but it's the stone ones now that are causing problems. But again, we can actually fix that. We have a little gap here where the road runs through. But if I was to build a railway station here and have a train shuttle back and forth, might even take this one here and extend it so that it goes stone, unload. Maybe loads up with ore, unload, steel, unload, nothing loads here, takes it back down here. God, I hate that whistle noise. It sounds like someone's bunged up. Ugh, horrible. But it is what it is. So, yeah, these trucks are causing problems. And even down here, we have a massive traffic jam. And it's causing all sorts of issues. Plus, their capacity is terrible. It's this junction here where the problem is. We could replace some of these with the steam hauled. I don't know really how that would... In fact, it's not there. It's through here that's the problem. And it could even be this truck station here that's the problem. And it is because of this. And you see, that is an issue when that happens. And also, I've lost my my loco. Where'd he go? I always forget how far apart some of these towns are as well. So this one here, when it gets to Swaddling Coat, it should wait until 2 minutes have passed since the last departure before it leaves. I have noticed an issue with the timetable though, where if another train was to arrive right behind this one would also wait 2 minutes before the last departure, and it won't count this train leaving as the last departure. That to me is a little bit of a bug, but I understand that, you know, timetabling... Oh, that didn't wait 2 minutes. Maybe it did wait 2 minutes. Oh, do we have anything on board here? You've got 40 planks. You're obviously going to have nothing. You've got 52 logs, which is a pretty good amount. These are connected, right, to that station? Yeah. Just wondering why nothing is waiting. I did do this right, didn't I? Swaddling coat, logs. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I know why. It's because when you reroute it, yeah. See, as long as there's logs here, it's working. Oh, that reminds me, actually, at Walsall last time out, I was like, why is there no fuel being delivered here? And I went through and I checked all the lines. Yep, fuel. And it turned out the buildings in Walsall that accepted fuel, I accidentally bulldozed when I was doing the construction project here, along with the buildings that accepted goods. So now Walsall only accepts construction materials and tools, which... We've got the infrastructure in place at least, so that in future it can accept other things. But yeah, that was a bit of a donut move from me. I'm not that happy with the way this is working. I think this here could be replaced with rail as well. Where does the oil come from? Oh, it goes from there. Of course it does. And then up to there. This feels like something that could also be replaced. Actually, no. Let's not replace it with a railway. Let's just build a new road to create a shortcut between the two. Why not do that? That makes way more sense. And if I connect it in over here and make sure that this line is the one... Yeah, see, that's a problem. Let's fix that. Oh, I think it's because of the waypoint. But if I was to do this, any second now, there we go. You would now come in and out that way, which is fine. And then if I take the first one, you're going to come in and out that way, which is going to mess up the old routing again for a second. But that reduces one line from having to go through here. And also because it's a shorter route, it should now mean there are less vehicles traversing it as well. On top of this, something else I could do is build a route from here that bypasses the town of Moulton. So it's only vehicles that need to go into the town and actually drop off here that will come in this way. And it won't reduce the queuing here, but it will reduce the queuing for everything else that doesn't need to go through the town. I can do that. There we go. Perfect. So yeah, I'm supposed to be doing timetabling today, but I'm actually making the network itself more efficient, which I don't have a particular problem with. I think this is all valuable stuff. This line here I feel like needs to be... Oh no, maybe not. Thought it might have had to have been upgraded to tram, but I think we're okay. So yeah, if I now do that, select one of these vehicles, and yes, we now have a shortcut. And you go through the center there over to there. Now, actually, that can also be turned into a shortcut if I was to build this. And again, it just avoids conflicting movements where possible. So straight away, this will look so much better now. And if I select this waypoint here, nothing is using it. So we can actually remove that flyover, which is a big win. Something else we could do, which we've done up here, is start building other stations connected. So you remember last time out, I talked about Walsall especially, having this as a freight-only line. And I wanted to go one step further with that. So this line here, the one that goes to Harwich, is going to tunnel underneath here, and then it's going to swing around here and up into Harwich. And then from Harwich, it's going to continue probably to Needham Market, actually, and then out to Hessel. And then the main line is going to swing around in this direction, actually to Swadlincote. And then I think Swadlincote to Farringdon will have to be a bus or a branch line. And then from Swadlincote to Barton, and then to Cockermouth, and so on. Now I think I was doing this in my head, and I thought there was a really good... I think it was Farringdon. There would be a really good spot to have a branch station, where one line goes to Spalding, and one goes up to Colville, and then to Barton, and... probably Colville actually, and in Ipswich, and then this one will go Barton, Cockermouth, Thornaby, and so on. Wow, Rugby's tiny. That's kind of the plan I've got. Oh my god. Don't think this has made a massive difference so far. So I'm going to start doing this myself. All of these go. Wow. Yeah, that's going to make us a ton of money as well. And straight away, all those logs are now thundering in over here. Cool. This line here, the planks, I don't think we're actually going to need it now. Because again, the train wins. So we're going to remove all that. This one, I'm going to keep the lines in place. One day when we get trucks, it's not worth having trains carrying all this stuff. So what do you use? Swadlincote log 2. So yeah, right now you're just reconfiguring, and eventually Line Manager will recognize the fact that we don't need 6 million vehicles on here. It's 1 every 4 seconds. Line Manager surely is going to do something with that. Also, this keeps getting turned off. Keep turning it on for ships and it turns it off again. I don't know why. Right, yes, we are flying now in this episode. We got stuff done. What else do I want to do? I want to keep an eye on this, make sure it is actually working as well. Just the fact that we're no longer going through Moulton. We have still got a queue over here, but it's a segregated queue. It's not interfering with anything else. The only time that becomes a problem is when it goes all the way back to here. Oh, and Walsall also accepts goods and fuel again. So now, if I was to keep an eye on this, I just want to make sure that these buildings are in fact getting served. Something else I did off camera was I set it up so that the goods tram now stops there, there, and there to try and serve as many buildings in the town as possible. So we have a fuel building there. I'm not seeing the goods one yet. It's like trying to find a needle in a haystack. There are some buildings here that don't have symbols over them, so that could possibly be where they are. But I'm still just waiting to see how that's going to work. Eventually, of course, the town here is going to have to expand, so this tram stop's going to move down here, and, you know, things like that. We could even just preemptively place that, so I know in the future that's where we're routing it. And then it will come up here as well. That'll connect up. We might even end up with a couple of stations in Walsall. We don't know yet. Something else I was talking about last time actually was this line here going to Needham Market. So this one is going to go Harwich, Farringdon. This main line is going to go Swadlincote, Barton, Cockermouth, I guess. I have no idea what's going to connect up Stockport. Maybe the line from Banbury will then go over to Stockport once we get that connected. Which does mean, actually from here, this is probably going to have to slope upwards and then it's going to go along. Yeah, I'm a bit confused as to what I was planning on doing with that now. Like, I know what I said I was going to do, but in practice, it doesn't seem to be working the way I intended. I'm also just keeping an eye on things as I'm talking here, just to make sure they are going as planned. So we got these dropping off, which is fine. Some of them have goods on board, some don't, because they're all trickling in from elsewhere. Like I said, hopefully Line Manager does kick in and start doing its job. Right, other stuff. So yes, we've got tools now. We've got a good supply of tools coming into the network, or at least we've got a good supply of the raw materials that come together to make tools. And like here, for example, it works. The trains themselves might not have to be as big. We could maybe make them smaller. I do just want to keep an eye. It does look like these trains are fairly well spaced, actually. Maybe timetable didn't have to do too much for that reason. It looks like they're pretty evenly spaced, if you ask me. So I think we're okay on that front as well. This here, yeah. We have to make sure that we've got plenty of capacity. So we've got 2 tool lines here. Have I built that into the building? Or is that... Okay, I don't think that's supposed to be possible. I don't know what I've done there. Let's do it like this. This line here, so you're going to go from 2 with 1 as backup. And this one, you're going to go from 1 with 2 as backup. And again, it's just in case they start queuing, it keeps a constant flow of vehicles. I don't actually know where either of these lines come from. It's kind of annoying that they're using that bit as a shortcut, though. It's not meant to be used for that. That's going to cause problems down the line as well, I can tell already. But for now, I'm just going to go with it. Why not? So it does seem as though these trains are spread how I wanted them, which is nice. So that one's just pulling in. These two are going to meet. That's actually very, very good timing that these two would meet perfectly in the middle. I think one's going to arrive just before the other. The brakes on this are horrendous as well. Realistic to an extent, but horrendous to listen to. Absolutely diabolical. Yeah, this one just about beat the other one. And again, we're swimming in money right now. We have so much money. Are you all on the log lines? You are as well. Man, yeah, I really hope Line Manager starts doing its thing. I'm just going to ignore that now and move away. So the next ones I want to start looking at are some of the other freight lines that we've got here on the network. And I want to try and not timetable them as such, not like clock face timetabling or anything like that, but just spread them out a little bit more. Because particularly when I add trains, I literally do just plump 5 trains onto the network at the exact same time. And especially coming out of depot, like here for example, we've still got trains trying to leave the depot. I think like 3 or 4 episodes in, I added these, and they just haven't had an opportunity to leave the depot, which is ridiculous. So we are going to fix that as well. One way I would fix that is to actually have a through line, but I have no idea where I would put that now, because it would involve having to rebuild quite a lot of station, which I don't really want to do. It would be good if you could see what route this train was actually trying to take. So I know where it wants to go. It wants to head down towards Tring, which is down here. But which platform is it trying to actually use? Something tells me it's going to be one of these ones here, purely because that train is obviously obstructing that line. And Sod's Law states that it will always be the line that a train is occupying. Okay, we'll ignore that for now. But we will focus on Ilchester for a second, because we do have... If I pin you for a second, we do have some freight lines that I want to spread out. So, Ilchester to Malton could be a good one to start with. It's got a frequency of 4 minutes. So, Ilchester to Malton, mixed. And I want to make sure that they're unbunched so that they run 5 minutes apart, which might sound stupid, but my thinking is if there's a train every 4 minutes and we spread them 5 minutes apart, then there'll be a little bit of waiting time at the ends, which means hopefully they'll be able to pick up more goods. That's the plan. And if I could do that for all of these, that would be even better. Now, what other one comes through? There's Ilchester to Trowbridge, which is every 6 minutes. So I would like to actually, not all of them, just the one, thank you. Make it so that that's every 5 minutes. That should work. So that's Ilchester to Trowbridge mixed. And again, we want to unbunch them so that they are every 5 minutes. Now there's one more that runs through. Actually, there's Ilchester to Westminster as well, which is already 5 minutes, so that's fine. So we can set this up. Unbunch every 5 minutes, please. You notice I'm not doing the centre stations again. Hopefully we won't need to do those. Also, we need to tick these on, which I did do here. So yeah, that one is working. There's one more that runs through here, and that's the Petersfield to Tring line. Which, no, I need that open. Every 7 minutes that is, but we're going to change it so that it's every, hopefully 5. Oh, we got some new trains. Lovely. I think these might be the, 1 second, let me just stand up to a look at it. Oh wow, yeah, we got loads of new carriages. I was excited then for a second because I thought it might be the auto train, but not quite, not yet. Let's get that frequency, there we go. Petersfield to Tring every 5 minutes. So now I can select that on here. Tick it on. So at Petersfield we need to unbunch every 5 minutes, and at Tring unbunch every 5 minutes. I'm hoping this doesn't mess up the passenger services too much. I think we'll be fine. So that's the main bulk here through Ilchester. That's the one I'm mostly worried about right now. The others we can follow from that. But I just want to make sure here. So this train here, for example, that's a passenger train mark. It's the dumbest thing I've ever done. Is there one? Yeah, you. You're waiting for a free pass, so you're trying to depart already, so that one won't work either. What? Why is it now there are no... Right, you. Hello, freight train. Hello. You're waiting for a free path. Which platform are you trying to occupy right now? Hang on. You are waiting for a free path. You're waiting for a free path. Oh no, you're not waiting for a free path. You're just, I guess, loading? Maybe? Yeah, now you're waiting for a free path. Okay, so hopefully we're going to see now if this is actually working. Ilchester to Westminster, I can already see these bigger trains. Because I think these are the old tender locos. Oh no, there is a tank. But yeah, we need to get more, because there's going to be a lot of food waiting at Westminster, which is right the way down here. Yeah, an absolute ton of food. And also we've got gridlock again over here. Which is just me poor planning, as usual. There's a way to fix this, which is to select you, Westminster Halt. Do that. the other line to get the grain. Okay, this gets really loud in this section. It is what it is. So this will now, yeah, it will use one or the other depending on what's going on. Right. Something tells me we might need more freight platforms over here. And because this is a vanilla station, we should be able to extend it how I want. One of these should say stopped if it's actually working correctly. Maybe it'll load up first and then it'll come up saying stopped. I don't know. I honestly don't know. But we've got train movements again, so that's fine. Passengers, I don't know how we're going to spread those out yet. Maybe every 10 minutes. So we'll have freight as the priority and then passengers less of a priority but still fairly important in the grand scheme of things. I'm just going to... I was going to say close the windows, but I need to keep an eye on these. There you go, that one has stopped. So that one, timetable is working. That one's just waiting for a free path. So you're going to Tring, but this train's crossing over in front of you. That's why you can't get out. We've also got trains up here. See, look, they're starting to back up now. Which I was a little bit afraid of. So eventually we will have a freight-only station, probably down here by the river and truck stuff in, or I don't know. We'll find a solution. This station here will get rebuilt though, and it'll mostly be a case of leave the majority, like all this side here, the west side of the station can be left intact, and then the east side will get rebuilt to be more passenger accommodating. So this one's about to stop. There we go. This one's actually continuing to Petersfield, so it will just depart again once it's ready. There we go. You're arriving. You are every 12 minutes, so we'll have to increase the number of trains there. Also, where is the one? Your passenger. Wow, these do actually depart quite quickly. I just want to, here, increase the size. Basically do a full-on replacement of these. So we want one of these. We've got the new ones now. Some of them go faster than others. Let's go with the second one. And then for cargo, we need some tank wagons. We want some ones that can carry plastic, which are up here somewhere. These ones can actually carry everything, so we could just go with these. And be really lazy. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We'll get some of these. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we've got a capacity of 168 now. And if I come up to all and scroll down somewhere, there we go. We've got brake vans as well. Perfect. 74 million. That is mightily expensive. But hopefully it will be worth it. Where are you? You are at Ilchester and you are departing towards Westminster. And again, it's conflicting movements here. Maybe I could fix this. Let's try something quickly. If I built a parallel line here, as far as here, and then here had it duck in like so. Would that fix things? Funnily enough, no. And I'm confused as to why that would be. Because that, to me, seems like a good solution. I might leave that line there, though. We could end up using a waypoint or something to kind of force it. But then that does cause problems coming out of here. Maybe that's why, for simplicity reasons. It's not the end of the world, you know. Eventually, these trains will get out of the way. And things will start trickling through. Plus, we'll end up with just a train every 5 minutes coming in on these lines. So that will sort things out for us as well. So we've got a couple of freight trains here. Petersfield to Tring. There's going to be a Petersfield to Tring. So at Petersfield, at Tring, we might have a bit of a hold up for a sec. Just while trains sort themselves out. So you're stopped right now. You're waiting for a free... okay, yeah. you will use the other platform. That's fine. That's why we have that set up. And actually, since we've got some budget now, you've got 81 out of 84, but you've only got 2 trains. A frequency of 21 minutes. Well, that partially explains it, doesn't it? So let's see if I can resolve this problem. So we want one of you. And then for passengers, you could go with these. I don't know how big these are. 3rd class, because we're in the 1880s. That's a 72, and then a luggage van or just a brake. I think just a brake. Capacity of 96. They're expensive, but that should improve things. And then if I clone you, that's every 14 minutes now. So I think we need, in fact, we probably need the same again. 7 minutes. If I was to sell one of these, 8 minutes. I'll try and get it as close to 10 as possible. 10 minutes, there we go. Bang on. And to be honest, if we're doing timetabling now, we might as well start messing around with the timetabling for the passenger trains coming through Ilchester as well. Because why not? Let's do this again. I'm going to do this type. I'm going to do that. And I want to just pause it for a second just so we get a little bit of peace and quiet. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Right. Ilchester to Malton passenger. Every 10 minutes, that's fine. So at Ilchester, unbunch. 10. Malton, unbunch. 10. Ilchester to Trowbridge, that's currently 13. So we're just gonna... That takes it down to 10. Nice. If we got faster trains here, it could cause a problem, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. So you are, what was it, Ilchester to Trowbridge, which is that one. So again, Ilchester, unbunch. 10, Trowbridge, unbunch. 10. Then we've got Ilchester to Westminster, which is every 7. So I'm going to reduce that to get it as close to 10 as possible. 9, yep, good enough. Ilchester to Westminster. So again, at Ilchester, unbunch. 10, Westminster, unbunch. 10. This will only become a massive problem if trains start bunching up on the approach to the station anyway. And then they have to wait for 10 minutes, and then it'll become a massive nightmare. Right now, it's not the worst. We could do a quick 5-minute unbunch for these passenger trains, but I'm going to ignore that and just hope that it works. That helps the spacebar works as well. So, do we have any passenger trains coming up from Petersfield right now? We don't. We just got these 2 freight trains that are queuing. You don't use gantry signals, which I think is a bit of a crime. You are now moving, which is the main thing. Here comes a passenger train from Malton. Are you a passenger train from Malton? No, you're from... Oh, have you just managed to get out of the depot? Yeah, because I cloned you, didn't I? These ones still haven't been able to get out, which is just ridiculous. Can I find a way to get these trains out to the other side here? Either that or I'll just remove this depot and not have them come out from here. So what are you? You're Tring to Woking. And you're Tring to Woking. So Tring to Woking needs 2 new trains, which come up here. Tring to Woking. Right, train 106. Where are you coming from? You're coming out of this depot now. And you are heading straight out onto the line. So, I guess you're using one of these tracks over here now, which, sure, fine, whatever. We got loads of goods waiting at this station, so there's no problem there. But that's loads of coal, which is going up to Petersfield and then I guess onto Walsall. Although there is, yeah, there is a coal here, which produces slag too, which does then get taken up to Swaddling Cove. Okay, so everything's working better than I thought it was. This line here. Do you carry coal? You're not carrying coal. Is it just because it's not being delivered, or is it because... I might have a guess actually as to why this is, and I think the solution would be to select all of these and we're going to swap them for this. Costs me an absolute buttload of money, but I mean, I look at how much money I've spent in this episode. I've spent nearly £100 million on vehicles. It's definitely worth it still, don't get me wrong, but my god is it expensive. There you go, now we've got coal and iron ore. It's not quite an even split, but it is being carried at least. There is no way to do an even split when you've got two things being carried on 3 wagons, sadly. Walsall does not accept goods and fuel again. But we are delivering it the things it does need, just not at the rate we need them. So that is something that we will work on. Where are all my vehicles for this line? Are they all held up in traffic? That would not surprise me. Are they held up in traffic down here? I do actually think this line should be split again. I want to do that. So, Moulton East, which is the one over here. Yeah. We're going to remove that for a second. And the first... No, we're going to do this. So you're going to pick up from here, and then you're going to head into town, unload all your stuff, and then come back. That works fine. We're then going to set up another new line, because I think I've just lost a load of consumers from this. So you're going to go from here. Let's just do... actually, I think it was the other way around. Let's go do that. So you're going to go from here over to here somewhere. Which I guess is going to be the back here with that one. I think I actually had all 4 of these set up, so we could just do that. And you're just going to carry whatever, I guess. Your construction materials. Tram. Because I guess you're going to carry the stone from here over to there. So maybe we do... Oh no, you have your own... Looks like there's your own stone line. Yeah, to there. So you are just going to carry construction materials. That makes my life a little bit easier. What colour was construction materials? That one? Sure. And you're just going to be a one-way thing. Cool. Are you tram? Yep. So you... Congratulations, you've been promoted. You're now running on that route. And eventually, again, line manager should kick in and do its thing. Right, I think that'll do it for this episode, guys. I was looking at the clock a minute ago and we were only like 28 minutes in, wondering what I was going to do for the rest of this episode. And now we're way over 45 minutes in. So I think I've done my fair bit here. I'm just going to do this as my method here to force... Where do you deliver to? You go to the station, don't you? Pretty sure that's where you go. We've also got overhead wires now, which is going to be annoying. Someone's going to fix that quickly. There we go. That's all that done. And then we'll redo these. Come on, game. Yeah. Tram lines, thank you. I think it's because I'm turning them off and then on again. And yeah. I can see all of that in one bit. Look at that. Killing birds with stones here now. And yeah, we can go right into... Yeah. Do that. Come on. Do that. Again, this is why I want to get some vehicles off the roads, because this is frustrating, to put it lightly. Right. The tram depot for now is going to go here. And we're going to get, I think, 2s. Should be fine. So T2 is now working. T1, I think they go to Stockport, Maine. Something tells me up here. Yeah. So I guess we can do that too. And just hop over the river. I think next episode I am going to start looking at extending the railway. This episode has almost drawn to a close, for those wondering. Alright. I'm going to get another... T1. There we go. And then T1, manage vehicles, select all that aren't trams, sell. T2, manage vehicles, select all the ones that aren't trams, sell. And again, line manager will come in and do its thing. These are still annoying me, mind. Yeah, 197 vehicles we had on that line. We did not need that many. Just look how much it's holding everything up. That's crazy. We've got a similar problem over here now. Where there's loads of vehicles that have just found themselves being freed up. I don't think that's what I meant to do. Although saying that. Select you. Select you. Sell. 192 vehicles on that line. These were one of the first lines we built, if I remember correctly. So we've just removed a whole load of vehicles there. But hopefully we'll get better movement now. Do we have machines being made? I don't think we do. We're supposed to. I think over at Moulton. Yeah, you. It's you. You're supposed to be supplied. I don't think we have much silver. Wem Silver Mill, which is this one. Okay, this is going to be my thing for next episode. We're going to get this hooked up and we're going to get more silver delivered over to here. So until then, guys, thanks very much for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button if you enjoyed the video. And of course, if you're enjoying the series so far, drop those comments down below with ideas for future episodes. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button. If you have already subscribed to the channel, thank you guys for your continued support. Enjoy the rest of your evenings. And until next time, I will see you soon.